Alright. So I beat Act 3. Here's the heart. Thump, thump, thump. Deep pulse. Is the heart of Spire. Yeah. Charge your core to its maximum. Deal 674 damage. You ask yourself, have I been here before? Heart pulses louder and louder as your consciousness begins to fade. A sudden burst of energy emanates from inside you, jolting you awake. The heart retreats upwards. A large door is revealed in its place. And that is how you get into Act 4. What's up, cool people? My name is Matt. That was what happens when you clear Act 3 and gain access to Act 4. And I realize it's with a different character than I was trying to do the previous Act 4 runs with. But I made it to Act 4, so I'm sticking with it. Here we go. Here's Act 4 of Slay the Spire. Okay, well, here we are. I have made it to Act 4. So, really the only difference at the end of Act 3 is, rather than you just, like, falling unconscious once you encounter the heart, you manage to stay awake, and you see it kind of, like, just float upward. And Act 4 is literally only 4 rooms. You start with a rest area, which I will probably use to upgrade something here in a bit. And then you get a merchant, an elite, air quote, which is really more like mini boss relative to the other battles. And then you get the main final boss, which is literally the heart of the Spire. Now, my current situation going into this. As you can see, I have 5 potion slots, only one of which is currently empty. And once I use this focus potion, strength potion, and energy potion, and anything else I might fill it in with, I have an entropic brew, which will then refill all my potion slots. So that's a thing. And it was actually kind of funny, because I even, like, highlighted a clip of this, where it's like, I got those extra potion slots from a relic, I think, and then immediately, after being like, man, it would be nice to get some more potions, immediately came across an event where I could buy 3 potions for all of, like, 40 gold. So, my relics are the frozen core instead of the cracked core, because this will fill in a frost orb one per turn if I have any empty orb slots. So it's not just a thing that triggers right at the start of the battle. This right here is the game changer, though. Ice cream. Energy is now conserved between turns. So you can stockpile energy. So, like, you know all those times where I wasted energy just because it was like, well, it's not going to carry over? Yeah, not doing that anymore. If I don't need to guard or do anything like that at the end of my turn, I'm gonna save the energy to potentially use it later. I got a bag of preparation, which lets me draw 2 additional cards at the start of each combat. Meat on the bone. If my HP drops below 50%, then I heal 12 HP at the end of combat. Gambling chip. I can discard any number of cards, then draw that many to start off each combat. I still have the chance of negating 2 curses, but I don't think I'm going to come across any curses now. So that kind of wound up being a meh relic in this case. I got the pair, which increases max HP by 10. Regal Pillow heals more when I rest, but that's not really relevant now. Got the Astrolabe, which transformed 3 of my cards and upgraded them. We'll get to my cards here in a bit. This one, so any damage 5 or less automatically gets reduced to 1. There's the potion belt that gave me the extra slots. The letter opener, if I play 3 or more skills in a single turn, I deal 5 damage to all enemies. Kind of helpful, but maybe a bit less so in this act. Molten Egg, whenever you would add an attack into your deck, upgrade it. Really would have preferred getting that earlier in the run, but oh well. Discounts at the basically half off discount everything at the shop. And the Nunchaku. Every time you play 10 attacks, gain 1 energy. It's currently sitting at 1 out of those 10, I think. Alright, now, for the deck. Still got a couple of normal strikes and defends. Got Zap Plus, which makes it cost 0. Dual Cast. Those are pretty much all starter cards. Auto Shields is nice if I don't have any block. Although Boot Sequence gives me the option of block for sure to start a battle. Glacier, gain 7 block, channel 2 Frost, which essentially gives me even more block then. Fission, which I pretty much had to upgrade to make it good. Because it basically I can gain extra energy and draw more cards at the cost of purely evoking all of my orbs. When it's not upgraded, it just removes them. So, Electrodynamics has been nice for multi-enemy battles. Got a couple of loops here because passive activations. Meteor Strike is now actually a reasonable possibility with the extra energy carrying over from the Ice Cream Relic. Another loop that was upgraded, so 2 extra passive triggers. Aggregate gives me energy for cards in the draw pile. Gaining focus makes all the orb stuff more powerful. Equilibrium, which gives me more block mostly. Sunder, don't know how useful that'll be, but oh well. Got a Rainbow, which one of these cards I'm going to have to think about upgrading. It might be Rainbow, actually. Because then it won't exhaust. Bullseye applies damage and lock-on. I've already upgraded Storm, so any other powers that I play, Channel of Lightning. Amplify. Anyway, I suppose I don't really need to go through the entire deck, but basically I got a bunch of powers for passive things, got some focus gain, got some just, orb triggers happening all over the place. Got some card draw, some energy gain, and or keeping. So, yeah. I'm not gonna act like this is the best deck I think I've ever had, but it's doing fairly well overall. And now it's time to upgrade. So Electrodynamics would just channel more lightning, which that's like not even the main thing that Electrodynamics does. Yeah, I'm really leaning towards I could make Aggregate more effective. But I'm really leaning towards upgrading Rainbow just so it doesn't exhaust. And I can actually get more orbs evoked. Yep. That's my pick. Well, I mean, I could cause Hello World to be innate, but that's not as important in my mind. Not as big of a difference maker in my mind as Rainbow not exhausting anymore. Okay, so, and now we have a merchant with all of 85 gold at my disposal. Upon pickup, upgrade 2 random skills. That's not bad. Start of each combat, choose one of 3 random colorless cards and add the chosen card into your hand. That's not terrible either. The War Paint is random. If it weren't for it being random skills, I would possibly go for that. I do have quite a number of skills that could use upgrading, but that's also part of the problem. It's random. So, do I really want that? I think I'm gonna go with the toolbox, just because more power of choice, really. I've found that actually can be quite a helpful thing to have. Ooh, Potion of Capacity. But, that only happens for... The toolbox would be helpful in both battles, potentially. Assuming I even make it through the first one. I could also buy the Streamline card here that's on sale. But do I really want to? I personally don't think it's that great. I'd rather be able to get to other stuff in my deck more quickly. Okay, so this is a very unique battle in that you have enemies on both sides of you. What cards might I want to replace? I think I'll keep Boot Sequence in my hand and Storm. So that's one of my energy. In this case, I think I'll keep... See, but then after playing Storm, I could play Hello World. So, that means I'm probably not going to be able to play Chrysalis. Or Rainbow. Or All for One, really. Might keep Strike in my hand just as an alternative. Let's see what else we get. Okay, Good Instincts. But still, 10 block is literally the perfect amount for me to have right now. Of course, Good Instincts doesn't exhaust. So, you know what? Damage will get reduced to 1 anyway. And if I channel the ice that I think I'm going to, then... yeah, I'm definitely going to get a damage reduction down to 1 for the turn, if I take any damage. So, do I want to use Strike or Chaos? So, oh yeah, by the way, this whole surrounded thing, like, you pretty much have to focus your attention on whichever one's about to attack you, because otherwise they get bonus damage by hitting you, hitting you from behind. But in order to turn toward that enemy, you need to have a directed ability like a strike, where you can target something. I do think I'm gonna use Chaos. Ooh, extra energy. Okay, that's helpful. Oh, geez, they both just gained 30 block? And they're both about to attack. Lovely. Okay. So I'm thinking for starters, I will use Electrodynamics. So now they're both going to get hit with any lightning that's channeled. I am not going to be gaining a ton of block this turn, it looks like. Although, that's a focus potion, strength potion. Okay, defragment. Loop, because I might as well. This does draw a card. See what I get there. Okay, now that's going to deal 18 damage, I think, because it has the back attack. I'm definitely more worried about the 30 damage here, especially, like, if I turned around, I fear that would actually become 60 damage, which is a ton. I am nowhere near ready for that. Also, which one's going to attack first? I don't know. I think in either case, defending right now might take one of those hits and turn it into only 1 damage after, you know, the shields are gone. Yeah. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and just use a focus potion now, too. That way, every orb of mine is doing more stuff. Strength isn't going to help me right now. Energy won't help me this turn. So I'll leave it at that. Okay. The shield attacked first. Now, is that always going to be the case? I do wonder a little bit. Ugh, crud. Okay, good. I can use Compile Driver to target the shield. So now it'll deal less damage to me. Okay, currently have no block, so I can use the auto shields. Good. Ooh, and that gives me 17, which puts my total up to 28. I'm still taking 6, but that's not terrible. Also, energy potion seems like it'll be useful this turn. Let me go ahead and do that. But the question then becomes, do I loop twice or do I use equilibrium? I'll probably loop twice in this case. Oh yeah, we getting some good damage in here. Alright. This is not looking too terrible, actually. And with all these passive triggers I got going on in particular... Ooh. White noise adds a random power to my hand. Okay. Which in this case is Hello World. I am going to amplify that. So it gets played twice. Now, so the lightning inherently... Any lightning hits all enemies. So... I think I'm actually going to be able to get rid of the shield this turn. I'm going to... Oh, that's right. It'll just hit something random when I dual cast. That's fine. You know what? Boom. And then I think Ball Lightning will give me enough... Okay. I cleared it. Lost some health along the way. But okay. Your rightmost orb triggers its passive an additional time. Okay. Helpful. Sweeping Beam plus... Leap gains 9 block. Or Machine Learning. That is another power, and I do have a lot of things going with powers. Okay, sure. Machine Learning it is. Alright. Now's the real moment of truth. The final battle. Okay, which of these cards do I think I might want? Blind could be nice. Shuffle your discard pile into your draw pile and draw a card. That doesn't change anything in my hand. Could provide some interesting possibilities. 3 random attacks from your draw pile into your hand. Exhaust, but also applying weak. Could be, you know what? I think I'm gonna go for applying weakness. Now what am I probably gonna want to play? Alright, so it's not gonna attack me on turn 1. So anything that involves defending, I will probably get rid of, or discard, I should say. Meteor Strike, I am pretty sure I won't be able to do this turn. All for One, at least one part of it is kind of pointless. Okay, so then I'll probably end up playing Storm, Bullseye, and Loop, honestly. But I'll keep Compile Driver in there just in case things go a little different than I suspect. Okay, before I do anything else, because this is the final battle, I have no reason to not use these potions. I have every reason to use them. Hello, okay. Gain 5 regen, heck yes. Could use some healing. Explosive potion, 10 damage to all enemies. I guess so. Oh, I should totally see what the heart does first. Beat of Death. Whenever you play a card, take 1 damage. Oh, geez, yeah. Also, it can only lose 300 HP per turn. Colorless potion. Could gain 5 more regen. Sure, why not? Distilled Chaos. Play the top 3 cards of your draw pile. Okay, Explosive Potion. I might as well. There might be better situations in which to use these other 2 potions. So I'm not going to do that yet. So every card I play, I take 1 damage. Yikes. Better make it good then. Well, Storm, for sure. Can only lose 2 on... Now it's... Oh, wait, how did it lose 10 HP? Oh, right, because of the potion thing that I threw at it. Duh. Okay, any chance I get to weaken it, I think I'm gonna take. Definitely want Loop Plus in there. And I guess also a regular loop. The more passive stuff I can get in there, the better off I'm probably going to be in the long run. Assuming I live long enough for the long run to actually happen. Oh, and I was given 1 of every status card. Great. Well, at least that's ethereal. Gaining block would not be a bad thing right now. Oh yeah, I've also been made vulnerable, frail, and weak. So there's all that to consider too. So that'll be total of 8, 10 block this turn, not bad. But one of it got used right away because I played a card. Would now be a decent time to use the colorless potion. Perhaps. Well, plus then it'll be potentially in my deck for longer. So, sure. Apply 2 vulnerable, discovery, choose 1 of 3 random cards to add into your hand. It costs 0 this turn. I don't plan to really attack that much. I think I'll do Discovery instead. We'll do Cold Snap. Channels another Frost, which means I'll gain more block throughout the turns. And... now, does Distilled Chaos use up any energy from the cards that are... does it require energy to actually play the cards? I would hope not. That seems kind of lame if it does, but who knows? Oh, dang. All that damage got reduced to 1 each hit. Because it was just going to do a bunch of hits. Okay, but you see, now I might have a bit of a problem. Okay, well, first thing I'm going to do, white noise. Okay. Additional cards. Amplify. Machine learning. Okay, so I got some block now, but not a ton. Let me see what I channel here. More Frost. Okay. I'm just going to do a bunch of stuff this turn, it looks like. Now I can loop. That'll channel another lightning. That's still a bunch of damage headed my way. Alright, so now I'm curious. I have no energy. What's going to happen if I play Distilled Chaos? So, they all still get played anyway. I thought that was the case. I was just like, is that actually what's going to happen? Also, Fission. Give myself a bunch more block for the turn. Speaking of gaining block, Good Instincts. Rainbow. It kind of... oh. That kept me from playing Equilibrium, which honestly would have given me more block for this turn. Should have handled that a little bit different. Okay, well, I'm about to take, what? 26 damage? Oh boy. Fortunately, the amount that I've healed has been, decent. Okay. I think I will kick it off with Steam Barrier. Just so then the other cards I play don't really hurt me so much. Aggregate. Because why not? Hello World. I do not want to actually cast the Dark Orb yet. Don't want to evoke it. So I'm going to leave my turn off at that. Let the Dark Orb power itself up a little more. I gotta say, this is not going terribly well so far, in my opinion. Okay. So the moment I play any power cards, I'm just gonna channel a lightning. Let me do Compile Driver, see what I get from that. Oof, I could gain a ton of energy from Aggregate right now. That might be a good idea. Okay. More defending. Claw, because why not? Okay, now we will... I guess I'll use Defragment first. Because I don't want to just skip out on using these powers. Especially considering Defragment adds focus, which means more damage will be dealt. Okay, Defragment. Machine learning, I guess. Now I'm drawing all kinds of additional cards. Is 26 damage worth the 3 energy? Reduce this card's cost. You know what? I will use Streamline, though. Because now if that comes up again, it'll cost less energy. But I think I'll leave it at that. Of course, I'm about to die, aren't I? Although, no. Because it's 4 damage times 12 hits, I think. Or is it... Yeah, 4 damage 12 times. So that's all going to get reduced to 1 per hit. So I'm actually only going to take 12 damage. This is where this relic... That's where this relic is very helpful. Okay, here we go. Ooh, hello. I could use Meteor Strike and channel that plasma. But how badly do I really want to do that? Well, there are some combo possibilities there, actually. But I would need to have just 1 more energy than I do in order for that to really be effective in the way I'm hoping, dang it. Okay, so... Auto shields. Glacier, I guess? Definitely good instincts. Okay, go for the eyes. I can at least get rid of the artifacts it has. Although, doggone it, I should have done the bullseye first to get rid of the artifact. Then I would have actually been able to weaken it. Okay, bullseye. Gained an energy from that. Glacier. Let's gain some more block and channel a little frost here, shall we? Good instincts for more blocking. Let's see what I draw from Compile Driver here. Cold Snap gives me more frost, and I can defend a little more. Either that, or I... Okay, so that gives me 9 block from that. And I think I'll ultimately get more block from doing Cold Snap and Defend. I'm still about to take 22... No. 22 minus 18 because of all the Frost Orbs I have. So... that would be 4, which is going to get reduced to 1. If even that. Anyway, okay. Alright. I'm more than halfway... I have the heart at less than half health. So this kind of isn't going terribly. Okay, I'll use Steam Barrier. Oh, I already have a bunch of block this turn. What am I doing? Okay. in that case, I suppose I will use... let's see, her strike would deal 8 damage. I think I'm going to use Rainbow. That is way more block than I could possibly need for this turn. And then... Chaos. Yeah. So there's that. I'm almost at the point where I would actually have the ability to potentially defeat the heart all within one turn. Oh, geez. Beat of Death just got more powerful. I don't know if it just did, but it is more powerful now. So I'm taking 2 damage per card that I play. That's lovely. I do not have any power cards in my hand. That's a bit of a bummer. Oh, and that 6 times 12 is a bit of a problem because, yeah. 6 per hit is more than the amount that would get reduced. So I have to be blocking at least a decent amount of 72 damage here. So with that in mind, I think I'll play Equilibrium. And then... I do like having that Frost Orb in the lead spot. Although... Okay, so 72... That'll give me 6 more block. So... 44. Yeesh. I'm still taking the better part of 30 damage there. But I would still be alive. I will survive. Claw because of the just continued added effects. And I think I will save my last energy for next turn. Also not going to do Zap because that'll evoke the Frost Orb, which I want to keep in the first slot, like I said. Ouch. That hurt a lot. Okay, so I've got 24 block. I'm going to need... Well, 20 more would completely save me from taking damage. Ooh, hang on. I can make it weak. Haha. Now it's only 33 that it's going to do. I'll do Steam Barrier, why not? Still no powers this turn. Rainbow will get me another Frost Orb, so overall I think that's a benefit. Especially because the letter opener got triggered. Shall I zap? You know what? No. I'm just gonna... you know what? I'm gonna gain 6 more block, so... Sure. I can handle... taking a little more damage this turn. Compile driver. What did I draw? Ooh. More stuff for more block that I don't need right now. So I'm gonna save the energy. I think. I could strike and I guess still be okay. You know what? Yeah, strike. Why not? Alright. No damage taken by me that turn. Now what to do? Try to deal a bunch of damage, I guess. Go for the eyes. Channel 1 Frost and draw 2 cards. So, if I get that Dark Orb in the first slot... it would trigger its passive 4 times and be able to deal quite a bit of damage if evoked, or when evoked. So let us see, perhaps, what other cards I might draw if I play Cool-Headed. Or perhaps Compile Driver to deal more damage. Do that first, perhaps. Don't really need to use Steam Barrier this turn. Chaos. Give me another random orb. And if I... okay, that's going to be more damage dealing stuff, which is kind of okay. I might play Sweeping Beam just to deal the additional damage this turn. Aggregate wouldn't have gotten me a ton. Okay, I guess that's my turn. Alright, it's under 200. What is that? Painful stabs. Whenever you receive attack damage from this enemy, add a wound into your... oh, jeez. And it's going to swing for 8 times 12. Haha, great. Of course, now I don't have dual cast. This would be the best possible turn to have dual cast, dang it. Crud. It's close, but I really don't think this is gonna happen. I don't think I'm gonna win this. Now, okay, lock-on targets receive 50% more damage from orbs. So... Bullseye. So 50% more on top of 76. So that'd make it another 38. It's 114. Oh, dang. It's gonna be so close. If I just had one more energy, dang it. But I'm thinking at this point... I kind of gotta use... oh, wait. I got another energy? Oh, from the Nunchaku. Ha, okay, So how much damage would the evoked lightning deal then? So, 76. What did we establish that was? 114? 124 plus... another 8, 124, 130. Dang! Still not quite enough. It's just... what's left in my draw pile? Electrodynamics. Not gonna help right now. But... then my discard pile will get shuffled back in. And... if I somehow play this card and then end up drawing dual cast. No, I drew a defend. Dang it. Okay, well, there's that quote-unquote dream down the drain. I mean, I'm still gonna play Cold Snap then, so I evoke the Dark Orb. But then I think I'm dead this turn. Dang. Well, hold up. 26... I did kind of forget about the passives of the lightning. I win? I think I win. Holy cow. Oh gosh, that was so close. That was so freaking close. As I blast a giant laser beam through the hearts and make my escape, apparently. Victory! Fully and completely. That was literally my first ever try at Act 4. And I beat it. Holy cow. Whew. And I even kind of, like, didn't make the ideal play in a couple of situations. Holy cow. Alright, well, there we have it. Act 4 has been cleared. I have maxed out, all the unlocks with this character. Dang. Cleared a total of 56 floors. Slayed 17 enemies. I guess 1, 2, 3 elites in total. 4 bosses slain. Librarian, I guess, because of having a bunch of cards in my deck at the end. Deck size of at least 35. Deal 99 damage with a single attack. I feel like I did that earlier in the run. Heartbreaker, defeat the heart. That alone is worth 250 points. Anyway, okay. What have I unlocked? Emotion chip, symbiotic virus, and data disk. I feel like I've seen the first 2 before, but not the data disk. In any case, holy cow. That was a freaking nail-biter at the end. I totally thought I was, like, gonna end up dying in that last turn. Because I didn't think I was gonna deal enough damage. Oh, dang. But there you have it. Holy cow. And that... I mean, yeah, there's higher ascension runs to show, but as far as actual, like, primary gameplay and things you might encounter, that's really... That covers the bulk of it. Getting up to and then through Act 4, all the stuff you have to do to even make Act 4 an option. So as far as recorded videos go, that might be all I do for Slay the Spire. Unless I just am making clips of other runs here and there. Because I'm definitely willing to come back to this game in some other live streams and stuff where it's not exactly the focus and do it as just kind of a on the side for fun sort of thing. Yeah, the point is to have fun with it anyway, but like not as much with the idea of like progressing things, so to speak. Because that's really about all the more progress one can make in terms of, clearing levels, or floors, I should say, to use the in-game terminology. But yeah, Okay, well, one of the characters I had, like, the lowest success rate with before now is the one I managed to clear Act 4 with. Like, dang. Oh, hello. What is this? Glad I skipped the credits and kept recording through this. The Spire sleeps. And so shall I. Eh? Now, I do believe I have heard that there is, like, kind of more lore to find out and, like, more stuff to learn about, like, the different enemy characters and things like that, or characters in general within the game. And I guess that last little thing that it showed right there is supposed to be part of your motivation to keep playing anyway. Yeah. Alright, I realize that I keep saying yeah, like I'm gonna wrap it up. I think that's all that I'm aware of that I would feel a need to say anything about. If I find out more stuff and think it's worth other people knowing, I might make some other recordings of that stuff too. But for now, in terms of, you know, standard runs that I will be putting out there for the entire world in a recorded format, that's gonna do it. Side note, though, I also hear that Slay the Spire 2 might actually be coming out somewhat early next year. Don't be surprised if I hop on that fairly shortly after it's released, although some of that might depend on Game Pass inclusion and pricing and things of that sort, but yeah. That's going to do it for Slay the Spire, at least recordings. So, it turns out, the thing that saved my hide in that run, the thing that allowed that one last strike of electricity to hit the heart and kill it before it killed me, was the very last relic that I picked up from the previous battle. That is how close it was, and how much of a difference one little relic can make. So, holy cow, oh man, that was an absolute nail-biter of an ending, holy cow. So, that's probably gonna be the end of any, well, of the majority, at least, of Slay the Spire edited videos that I put out there. I might eventually make a review video, and if there's any other crazy thing that happens, like I, eventually get so good at the game that I'm doing like Ascension 20 runs or something, maybe I'll eventually make some more videos. But for now, that's kind of all that's planned. And what a way to wrap it up. Holy cow. So, make sure to like the video if you enjoyed it. Share it with others if you want them to see it. Subscribe to the channel and click the bell to get updates when I post new videos. Make sure you look down in the description for links to social media pages all across the internet. Anywhere that I post content, links are down there. There's also a link to my Discord server and my supporter page if you would like to interact and engage with my content in those ways. And let me know down in the comments section any thoughts you have. I don't know how good I'll be at questions about the game, but feel free to ask away anyhow. And let me know, because I hear, a little birdie told me that Slay the Spire 2 is for the moment at least, planned to release pretty early next year. So, if you have an interest in that, let me know down in the comments section, and I will be all the more likely to then pick it up, before it has to go through any kind of discount or something like that. I will be more motivated to play it sooner. Anyway, so that's going to do it for now. Hope you're all doing well. Hopefully I'll see you soon for another video. I definitely have other games that I'll be playing through in the meantime. So if you like other kinds of games, including but not limited to Kingdom Hearts type games, I will be back with those. I will continue doing those for the foreseeable future. But whenever I end up seeing y'all next, until then, stay cool, people.